I want to welcome to the microphone Professor Suma, the Associate Professor from University of EU, to please help us start the lecture once again today. Thank you very much, Professor. God help bless you as you come. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I am grateful for the opportunity again, and I welcome everyone on this platform back again. I hope you are hearing me clearly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are hearing you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. Um, I want to give us updates so far. Um, some of the CEOs have and the ICT team, they have had uh, um, some came offline to my office, some called. I have to interact with them and their disbursement committee. And I want to start by updating those who have not communicated some of the um, observations I had from the people, the CEOs I have interacted with. And some of them, or many of them, are on the platform. So they bear witness to what I'm going to say. One, I want to let us know that there is a little bit of confusion some of the CEO are having about this disbursement app and their bank payment app. In fact, what I observed is that many of the CEO, their bank accounting officer told them, the disbursement, just when the money drop, just come, we do that, we handle that. I'm telling you, majority of the CEOs I have, that is their belief. That once the money drop, they will come with their data, and the bank accounting officers will handle that payment, or it's just to upload. And those of the CEOs that have interacted with, and I have given guideline, and they have started doing something, they have seen that it will not work like that, and it can never work like that. So please, what every NG CEO need to do, some of them have done, is to be sure the account they are going to use to pay is registered on the bulk payment app. And when you go there, you will need your letter-headed paper to submit some applications. You may need to go with the signatory to the account, and you must equally provide the persons that will do the actual disbursement in the person of the initiator and authorizer. Some that want to use three-way authentication will need initiator, verifier, and authorizer. And some banks will insist that this initiator and authorizer must be signatory to the account, whereas some banks will not insist. It's just anyone that those that are signatory to the account permit, they will just create login detail for them. But for some banks, they will insist that it must be signatory. So these are things that you need to do first. When you do it now, they will create login detail, which the verifier and the authorizer will use to log in to even upload the pay schedule and be able to pay. So if you have not done that, you cannot use their app. The accounting officer will not do it for you. It is your disbursement committee that will select the people that will do this, and they must go to the bank and register. Almost about 5 to 6 NGOs have come after the last meeting. They called those that are not in Uyo, they called and I told them. They went to the bank, they have done that, and I had a chat with their disbursement committees, and they have gotten the point. they have registered now. And some of them that I know came in person and I have given instruction, they have gone to the bank. But there is another thing I observed. While virtually all the other banks did not request for money, I realized that the person from Globus Bank said they are requesting for money. Please, all the other banks I have interacted with the CEO. I don't know your experience, but the ones I've interacted, none of them requested for money to do that. But somebody CEO from that went to Globus Bank or his account is in Globus Bank said they requested for money about 19,000 something or so to do that. Well, I don't know why the bank should do that, but that is observation. I say, let me point out, in case you have that, that is unusual anyway, but that's one observation they have observed. Another thing, observation, which CEOs need to know based on the interactions I have had with those that have gone, is this. Different banks support different number of banks. For instance, the Sterling Bank has 135 banks listed in its app. Fidelity Bank has 419. But I know by the time I went online to check bank code by CBN, I got about 422, which means Fidelity is almost just 2 or 3 away from the total. So other banks may have less than that, and some can have close to that. But the implication is this. By the time you want to pay, you see that any account in your database, in your bundle, that is not supported by the bank you are using, that bank account stands invalid, cannot be paid. That's your bank app. And most of the NGOs don't know this. So, for instance, you are using Sterling Bank that has only 135 bank listed, and most of the microfinance banks are not there. And in your bundle database, you have a number of microfinance banks listed as from the beneficiaries, and you are not aware. So when you want to pay, you put them in the database to generate the bank code. Because the Sterling Bank does not list those ones, they don't have bank code for them. And when you include them, the bank app for Sterling Bank will not recognize it. And that means those people will not be paid. So it is better to, one, register on the bank app, and then they will allow you now when you log in to download their bank payment template and the bank code. That will give you the bank list supported by your bank. And then we will use it to generate your template so that it will check that your each bundle, it will check the bank that are supported and tell you this bank are not supported. It's either those people change the bank or they will not benefit from their bank. So that's another observation which CEOs need to take note of. It's not all the banks that people have here and there that are supported by most of the banks that is hosting your money. So what I want, based on that, what I want to do is include an extra column in the template now. I've given most of the NGOs that came around the template and using it to tidy up to update their database. But I will give them updated one now that will include a column. Once you give me the bank list from your bank app, there is a bank code list. If you send it to me, I will use it to configure that template to include a column to show supported or not supported. So that when you put the bundle template, the bundle data on that template, it will check, even if the name is okay, it will check whether that bank is supported by the bank you are going to use to pay. If not, it will flag it that not supported. So you know that this bank account cannot be paid by your NGO bank. So these are one of the best developments we have found, and many CEOs don't know about this. So this is a very big um, important information we need to know. For instance, one of the CEO that I know from his discussion I had with him, he is managing these things for a number of NGO. He was asking, can OPay bank, can microfinance, a lot of these microfinance bank, can they be used? I said, well, you can use them, but the problem is that they are not listed in many of the banks. So he told me, oh, do I know the banks that support all these other ones so that he can advise uh, the NGOs or the beneficiaries or the NGOs where to bank to use? One, I know at this point you may not be able to change bank account. Two, unless you have provision to swap uh, data, the people that can benefit from your bank because they are not listed in bank. So those are some of the issues. So the person said, please, I should let him have list of a bank that supports so. Well, the best way I can help is that by the time most of the CEOs send me the bank code list from their bank, like First Bank, I get it, Zenith Bank, Fidelity Bank, I will be able to put that column now in that template so that when you get that template, if you put the bank, the beneficiary data, the template will tell you, okay, if the name of the bank is correct, it's okay. If it's not correct, it will tell you it's not correct. Then even if it is correct, it will only tell you on another column whether that account, that bank is supported by the bank you are using. If it's a First Bank, if you use a template for micro fidelity bank, to check in whether it's supported. So that's another column I want to include and send. But that one will be ready when you send me the bank list that is from the bank app you are using. I have already told those people that registered. When you register, let the initiator log into that app, download the template for bulk payment, and download the bank code. I'm yet to receive from some of them that I've listed, but I just have about 3 NGOs that have finished and sent to me, and we have configured for them. So I want to advise that it is important we get this ready. And since you're expecting something to drop by next week, that means between now and Monday or Tuesday, we should have done this registration so that this bank support for your beneficiary can be clarified. So that if anybody need to change his bank account to be able to benefit from the NGO he registered, he need to know. So that is that now. Then, as I have told you, the template is to enable you to, one, be sure the account number is okay in terms of 10 digit, no missing zero, no zero is replaced with letter O or underscore. So the template with, once you enter the bank account, it will check. If it's not correct, it will indicate so that you correct it now, not when you upload in the bank app. Because if you upload in the bank app will flag those ones as not valid and will only list the valid one for payment.